go. We're live again. It's been a while. It's been a while. Hopefully everybody's been busy and well. Why is that off-centered so much? Maybe I'm off-centered nowadays. What a few weeks it's been. Just a casual, like, living life, spending time with the family. Watching Olympics now that the Olympics started. And watched yesterday's Super Bowl. Nah, not really. I didn't watch the Super Bowl, but I usually watch the halftime event because that's the highlight. I don't care about American football. I think it's super boring. But the halftime event I can watch. Yeah, I don't understand how people watch American football. It's just fucking, it's a snooze fest for me. But then again, like, if you enjoy that, by all means. By all means, everybody has their own thing they really like. American football is not mine. But the biggest headline of the day was yesterday's Bad Bunny's performance. Not really necessarily the performance, but like just how fucking stupid almost half of the Americans are. Talking about, of course, like the MAGA cultists that went completely, well, they were already, for the past month or so, they've kind of already been raging about it. Bad Bunny is my father. Damn. Now that's something. What up, Lynn? I think Bad Bunny's performance was good. Like, I don't listen to Bad Bunny at all myself. And it was the same thing with Kendrick Lamar. It's like, I don't listen to Kendrick Lamar, but I can appreciate a good performance. I don't need to only listen to music I enjoy in order to enjoy a good performance and an artist who clearly is on top of their game. And that's exactly what Bad Bunny was. Bad Bunny's show was very good Bunny show. Ridiculous how something like that is liked or hate based on politics. And that's exactly what it is. Like, if you think about it, like an American born, one of the biggest artists globally for the past few years, and you can't support your fellow citizen because he doesn't like the supreme leader of the United States. Like, that's just absurd. It's the same thing as like people getting butthurt about the Olympics because there's athletes are saying that it's really difficult to have the flag of the United States on their shoulder because what's going on. They're not saying that they are not proud to represent the country, but they are not willing to represent the leader of the country. You simply must listen to Kendrick's To Pimp a Butterfly. I never heard of him, to be honest. Yeah, that's my question as well. Who even listens to Kid Rock? Are you a teacher? I'm not a teacher. I think people were more worried about being labeled haters than his speaking Spanish. No, it's the people who disliked and like boycotted the Super Bowl was mainly because Bad Bunny has been quite vocal against like Trump and also ICE. Not Deutsch. Why do Bad Bunny have an obligation to support the US so-called leader? I mean, that's what everybody at the moment in the United States expect you to do. It's the same like if you follow the Olympic debacle, like it's the same thing. Like all of a sudden everybody needs to praise and bow to the leader. They need to say their hail Trumps 12 times a day. They need to praise Trump every time. If you don't do that, you're un-American and you should be deported. That's the mentality in the United States at the moment, which is stupid. People must have been surprised that the Kid Rock was no kid at all. True, true, true. How do you like Trump? I'm not the biggest fan of Trump. Like, but then again, like Trump has done a few good things, in my opinion. Like, for example, the battling against the insurance companies and the pharmaceutical companies. That's I'm willing to give kudos to where kudos is deserved, 100%. Like, Trump isn't my cup of tea, but there's a few things Trump have done really well. So I need to give acknowledge those things. Otherwise, I would be kind of hypocritical because I'm always like praising to call out good things and bad things when you see it, regardless of like your political beliefs. That's, for example, why I criticize a lot of from the left and right, because I don't really see myself fitting into that narrative. Lucky for me, I live in Europe, so I live in Europe, so I don't really need to consider myself red or blue. Hi, Zara from Iran. Not all of the United States believe this. I know not all of them, but unfortunately there is that loud minority that does. I don't think he has shrunk the price of meds. No, like he has some of the prices have been dropping, but then again the pharmaceuticals clapped back and raised a few of the prices. Voters want the Trump, I blame liberals. It would be like saying no Kraftwerk, only Bad Bunny. Kid Rock is like Republicans hovinarri. Hey man, what's up? Which states? What do you do? What? How are you? I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. I highly encourage people to watch Bad Bunny's performance. Like, I don't speak Spanish, but you don't need to speak the language in order to like enjoy music. I enjoy a lot of like Japanese music and a lot of even Chinese music. There's a few really, really good Arabic metal bands that I also listen to from time to time when they pop up. I never remember to write them down, but they come quite often, like to recommend it. But I don't understand the lyrics. That doesn't mean I can't listen to them. Bad Bunny is a joke. I mean, you can't really say he's a joke considering like he's one of the biggest artists at the moment. Like you can say that you don't like Bad Bunny, but to imply that he's a joke, even though he's one of the biggest artists at the moment, is kind of weird though. Biden bound down meds for sugar to $30, went back up with Trump. What's your thoughts about Epstein files? My thoughts about Epstein files is a bit of pretty fiery one. I think everybody who is in the Epstein files should be put in open trial, should be filmed, no censorship. I am really furious that they still redact the names in those files. Not like, of course, I don't want the victims to be visible, but the people on those fucking email chains that are talking about 13-year-olds, 9-year-olds, like, why do you redact that fucking person who sent those emails? Makes no fucking sense. All of those should be public and they should be dealt with. Easy as that. There's a lot of Democrats in those files. Yeah, 100%. There's a lot of Democrats. Bill Clinton, then there's Bill Gates. There's a bunch of Democrats in those files. I don't give a fuck. Like, you think this is a political party thing? No. This is not a party related. This is bipartisan. If you're left or right, you're wrong. This has nothing to do with party lines. It's about justice. 100%. Like, who the fuck doesn't want those people to be ousted from the powerful positions they are at the moment? I mean, what the hell? What are we even talking about? 908 Lulu, thanks for the follow. Like, guess who was not in the Epstein file? Alicia. Well, to be fair, there was a lot of people who've been criticizing Israel and like talking about the genocide in Gaza, like small content creators that were in the Epstein files all of a sudden because of their tweets and others. So when the newest patch came, I did go there and try to find myself, but I'm not important enough yet to be in the Epstein files, unfortunately. Booger 90681, that's kind of interesting because like there's already proof that like the Turning Point USA Snowflake halftime show had botted views. So like I wouldn't even take those numbers like seriously until we see like what the numbers really are. It's quite openly known already. But I mean, if you want to make your own halftime show, by all means, do it. No Russia or Chinese in there. Where? Why did Trump change his tune and suddenly like the Clintons now? No, he's always said that he liked Bill Clinton. He was a good friend of Bill Clinton. You have to remember that Trump donated to Bill Clinton's fucking campaign. Sentinel76, thanks for the follow. Like, Trump and Bill Clinton, I'm not talking about Hillary, but Bill Clinton. Like, Trump and Bill Clinton were actually good friends. What up, Chris? Enjoy the lives. Hey, thanks. Where was Elmer Fudd when we needed him yesterday? No, come on. They did pedophile things together. I'm not too sure about that, but they do share their interest in mistreating women. That's one thing they do share in common. What is likely to happen next after the latest Epstein file disclosures? It's going to be wild because I don't know if you followed, but Ghislaine Maxwell was today in front of the Congress committee, and she pleaded the fifth for every question. So, and she said that she's willing to answer questions if Trump pardons her, which is kind of wild. So do you like Trump or what? No, not really. Maybe Trump and Bill Clinton were lovers. That is the theory. Does Republicans saw those Latino women and wanted to traffic them right onto the Epstein files? According to Epstein emails, Trump did the same thing to Bill Clinton that Monica Lewinsky did. Yeah, we all know about the Bubba situation. Hey, dude, what are you going over? The link between Epstein and Israel. Not that, but we're going through the trial of the October 7th that Netanyahu is going through, and there's some pretty spicy comments made by the former defense minister about Netanyahu and Netanyahu's involvement in October 7th. So we're going to go through those after Bad Bunny. Carlos Valle Oliveira, thanks for the follow. Bill or Donald, which one was bottom and which one? Well, Bill Clinton is the boss, though, so if somebody sucked someone, it was Donald was sucking Bill. Why do Aussies feel the need to comment on our politics? You're not from here. I'm not from Australia either. What the fuck, Nutshell? What, like, okay, Nutshell, that's one of the dumbest fucking things I've ever read. Like how inward and inbred are you to think that you can only speak about things that are happening inside your country? Like, that's the stupidest thing ever. Like, it might be you. Yeah, I understand that, but I am interested in politics globally, not just where I live in. Of course, I talk about politics where I also live in. Hey, dude, that bad times for Netanyahu, yeah, 100%. That mad lad needs a good old-fashioned trial. Australian, lol. You sound maybe Danish, Norwegian. Danish and Norwegian are quite close. I'm Finnish. One more quick question. Which global conflict is the most misunderstood by the public? Misunderstood. If the question was misrepresented, it might be the Gaza genocide. Because still nothing's being done to Israel and the government of Israel, even though they are still killing women and children. But more and more people are waking up that what's going on. You think Bad Bunny did good? I think Bad Bunny did good. So Donald sucked literally all the political power out of Bill. 100%. Finland, my favorite nation outside my own. I spent time in... I presume that's Kokkola and Kittilä. Says it's okay to kidnap presidents. Can somebody please kidnap Trump? Nah. I don't think it's okay to kidnap presidents. But to be fair, that would be kind of ironic, though. Today, Israel moved to make more control of the West Bank. That is also on my topics of the day. Israel approved measures to expand its powers in occupied West Bank. That is true. Do you mind telling us about Epstein working for Mossad allegations, if you know more about it, of course? There was the former president of Israel talking about the email chain about Epstein having Mossad trading. I remember seeing that. I can talk about Epstein tomorrow. I'll gather everything. Kari, thanks for the follow. Aren't we sick of our sexualized lyrics that degrade women? What? You'll be talking about Democrats and Republicans instead of one man. You mean Trump? Jeremy, thanks for the follow, and Miss Renee as well. Feels like geopolitics have more plot twists than Netflix lately. It kind of feels like that. Let me know how that Muslim invasion is going in Finland. There's no Muslim invasion, that's kind of fucking dumb. Again, showing your ignorance about world politics. Misty, thanks for the follow as well. If you take your world politics from Elon Musk, I understand, like, you might be so dumb to say that Finland has a Muslim invasion. Miss Fabiri, thanks for the follow as well. I do think Bad Bunny did good. Do you think US strike on Iran is immediate? Israel lobby is really pushing the US for a strike. Isn't Netanyahu coming to the US again to ask Donald Trump to strike to Iran? I mean, that's been on the agenda list for Netanyahu since fucking 90s. Americans barely understand their own history and politics. My grandmother and grandfather were from Finland. I mean, Finland is a beautiful place, though. I don't live there anymore. Like, I've been living in Ireland for 3 years. But I highly recommend anybody to visit Finland. It's really nice. Hey, thanks for the sub, Joseph. What's the point of people getting aware of genocide in Gaza? Nobody had the power to stop it. I mean, the world leaders have power to stop it. They could literally stop it in a day. Also, you know who else has the power to stop the genocide in Gaza? The Israeli government. If the Israeli government wants to destroy Hamas, which is understandable, a terrorist organization targeting Jewish people and targeting Israel. Like, if the Israeli government wants to destroy Hamas, they can do that by avoiding civil casualties. You know how? They have one of the most sophisticated military equipment and forces in the world. They also have one of the best intelligence agencies in the world. And they also have the backing of the United States. So if they want to do a precision strike on Hamas without killing civilians, they could fucking do that. But they want to wipe every single Palestinian out which has been highlighted by their politicians, which have been highlighted by their news personnel, that they want every single Palestinian dead. So they are not interested in like getting rid of Hamas. They want to get rid of everybody. Mardumur, thanks for the follow. Got the Israeli Prime Minister here in Australia at the moment, big protest in Sydney. You have the Israeli president there. Yes, I know. I also have that on my agenda today because there was huge protests about Herzog's visit, the Israeli president. The war they have is mainly religious, both sides want Jerusalem and both will fight. You know what? My solution would be that both Palestine and Israel would be demilitarized. Then the borders would be returned to the 1951 borders. If you don't know what the 1951 borders are, go check those ones out. And Jerusalem would be a neutral zone, owned by fucking nobody. And both sides would be demilitarized the same fucking way we did to the Germans after the Second World War. Yeah, I do 51 border. I'm in Melbourne myself. Yeah, I've been watching like the videos from Australia. How it's pretty brutal how the police in Australia are treating. Israeli won't accept it. Fuck no. No. Of course they won't. Changdok, thanks for the follow. American here. I didn't watch the Super Bowl, but I heard Bad Bunny's concert was great. Glitterbug, highly recommend watching. Like, I needed to watch it a few times, but because I don't speak Spanish, so I kind of just like first I watched the visuals, then I vibed to the music, and then I enjoyed it with both. Hey Robin, thanks for the follow. Half of us are angry, and the other half days is this is what I voted for. It's very brutal that we have going on here in the States. Bad Bunny was awesome. Bad Bunny was like. Still, I have to be honest. It is still not my cup of tea. Bad Bunny's music, but then again, I do listen to like a variety of different sorts of music. So might as well throw a few Bad Bunny songs there. Hey, Robin, thanks for the flame heart and heart me as well. Trump did not watch the Turning Point USA halftime show. He gave his viewership to Bad Bunny. I saw also the video about that. Can't respond to Kari for dome reason. Oh, what? Not just Germany, so many other places are saying we aren't angry enough. We are angry, but what people Germany don't understand is that our people won't believe it. What are we talking about? Bobby, hey, thanks for the follow. What do you think they're not showing us in the files? I mean, I see how bad what they're showing is. I mean, what they are not showing is the powerful people. And that is blatantly evident. If you check all the email chains, if you check all the people who are actually using Epstein's services, they are all blanked out. Except a few. They also blanked out Musk's name, even though everybody saw the bottom half of Musk's name. I don't know why. They were even talking about touring in SpaceX. And the person arranging that event for Epstein was Musk's longtime secretary. I don't know why they did that. Hey, I'm Madzad. Thanks for the sub. Demilitarization was the main reason why the Palestinians attacked Israel at the first place, which given Israel a reason to act victim in genocide Gaza people. No one will beat MJ performance. I mean, there's a few that has. Kendrick Lamar's performance beat. Like, don't get me wrong. MJ's Super Bowl performance is also one of my favorite ones. There's something nostalgic. Well, we have to remember what MJ did, but like MJ's performance in the Super Bowl was really fucking good. But then again, that's kind of different. That hits differently for me because I like a few of MJ's songs, like Human Nature is a really good Michael Jackson song, and They Don't Really Care About Us is it's a legendary song. But I like Kendrick Lamar's performance a lot. And I'm not a Kendrick Lamar fan. I like Kendrick Lamar's performance a lot. Me and my wife both were vibing for Kendrick Lamar's performance. A lot. Sad Patriot, thanks for the follow. I began to wonder if one of those was Musk's own estranged daughter. What is your take on the linemen up on the electric poles in BB's? I'm glad to find your channel. So many channels from Touch World Politics. That's unfortunate. My wife has said that that's the reason why we can't travel to the United States now, because they're tracking all the social media activity, and we can't travel to China because I do like to talk a lot about politics. And unfortunately, there's a few countries in the world that are willing to not grant you access if you talk bad about their supreme leaders or their regimes. And two of the major ones are the United States at the moment and China as well. Julian, thanks for the follow, user as well, and teacher. Emo, I think the best was Trey's halftime. Oh yeah, that was actually a good one too. I definitely agree. MJ's show changed how the halftime show. And I love the one thing about MJ's halftime show was he made everybody wait. He made everybody wait a long time. This is why no one wants to go to the US anymore. I mean, I have so many memes about Trump and Trump's engagement with Epstein and JD Vance, and like I'm instantly thrown to jail. They're probably gonna fly me to El Salvador to CSAT immediately when I hit the fucking JFK airport. They would instantly take my phone, look at me once, and then there would be like ICE agents just carrying me to the bus straight to CSAT. Hey, that's Star Not. Thanks for the follow, and Shanna as well. I felt uplifted by BB performance. The electric poles were about Trump ignoring PR after Hurricane Maria. Yeah, I read something like that. Some of those like nuances was away from me for the first viewing, but then I needed to check it a few times and at least like read a bit more, like what was it about. What up from Canada? How are you doing today? I'm doing fine. It's a beautiful springy Irish weather at the moment. How are other countries responding to the files? Glitterbuck, that's the best part about like talking about Epstein, is you can see a lot of European countries. There's a lot of politicians, powerful people resigning because of the files. That should be the norm. That should also, unfortunately, happen in the United States. It's not. But a lot of European leaders and political leaders and like company CEOs and others are resigning because they were in the Epstein files. That should be the thing. That should be the fucking norm. And that should be what we expect from our leaders, both in politics and in the private sector, is if you're in the fucking Epstein files, you're a scumbag. Get the fuck out. It's more than just Maria. There are island-wide power outages every couple of years here in PR. And Puerto Rico also got fucked by Trump in the first terms. Like completely. Shunned. Do you think the world is more dangerous since Trump? I think the world is more unstable. Dangerous? I don't think it's more dangerous, but unstable. Being unstable also means dangerous in a way. I think we have a person in charge of the world's strongest country that is completely unhinged and emotionally unstable. And that makes the whole world unstable as well. One day this is a good example. This is a perfect example that I'm now going to give you. One day he was praising Canada and China doing a deal about the electric vehicles and was it about the soybeans and something like that? No, the granola and others. They were doing that huge deal with China and Canada, and Trump was praising that, saying that that's a really fucking good deal. You should do that deal. Week later, Trump was like, hey, I don't like that you're making a deal with China. We're going to put 100% tariff on Canada. Like, what the fuck happened in that week? Well, what happened in that week was the Canadian Prime Minister said a bad thing about Trump. That's like, that's fucking wild. Americans are too greedy and entitled, yeah, but Trump versus Biden, America weren't safe. No, like, to be fair, Trump versus Biden, like, there was no winners in that. Kid Rock was a DEI hire for Republican law. Honestly, it's all over the place. Oh, yeah, 100%. Trump first term, he held congressional approval money from Puerto Rico, which perpetrated longer blackouts because they needed that money for... yeah. And there was an uproar for that, which should. And to be fair, Puerto Rico is not the only who suffered under Trump's first term and in Trump's second term. Like, we already are seeing that Trump is willing to only provide assistance to states and parties that are favorable for him, only for him. If you say good things about Trump, you will get aid. If you say bad things about Trump, or anyone in your fucking state says something bad about Trump, you're not getting anything. Komia Suomi accepted Brody. Thanks, Oscar. Did you have issues in 2P20 with Shakira and Bad Bunny? Oh, that wasn't for me. I mean, I don't care if the Super Bowl was in Spanish or like English or Finnish. For God forbid. Like, it's still, if it's entertaining, it's entertaining, regardless of the language of the music. If you can't enjoy music without understanding the lyrics, like, are you really listening to the music and the melody? Mr. Cow, thanks for the follow, and Samuel as well. Do you like Bad Bunny or any Spanish songs? The funny thing is, I'm not a fan of Bad Bunny. Like, but I can, like, the show was entertaining. I think it was a good performance. I vibed through the 15 minutes. And if you are getting butthurt, anybody in the chat, if you are getting butthurt about 15 minutes of Spanish, more than you're getting butthurt about your government protecting pedophiles, there's something fucking wrong with you. If you're getting butthurt about 15-minute performance in a Super Bowl, more than your government protecting pedophiles, your fucking morals are skewed. Fuck you. Nicole, thanks for the follow. So sorry about that small rant, but yes, he won't fund states when they need FEMA funds. Yeah, he's too busy embezzling it himself. What do you think about India-US recent tariff deal? Does that India-US tariff deal indirectly sideline Russia? I don't think it's going to directly sideline Russia, but it will, of course, like, affect it. And Russia is not doing that well, to be fair. Hey, thanks for the sub, Banu Mayak. So anything that is affecting Russia is, in my opinion, a good thing, because they have slaughtered and they have continued that fucking pointless war against Ukraine for a long time. They're not just protecting PDFs, they are protecting cannibals. That was the wildest thing I read as well about the Epstein files, like the fucking cannibalism. I don't know a lick of Spanish, but I love the halftime show. Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you, that's a good test for your like, how do you, how do you feel music? How do you listen to music? It's like, go and listen to music that is outside of your own language, and try to enjoy it. My first taste was, for this was Animetal, a Japanese heavy metal band from the 90s and 2000s. And I can that made it so that I can enjoy music even though I don't understand the lyrics. One of the easiest ways to get into that is listening to like Korean and Japanese music, because the melodies are so freaking awesome. Do you wear a dress like Bunny? No. Weird question, Tony. Are you into that? Is that your thing, Tony? That's fine, Tony. I like. Here's a fun little question for you all. Bunny is into that. I mean, what the fuck is wrong with that? Like, are you that insecure that you can't put a dress on? I wouldn't have an issue with that. I'm married. I have 2 kids. It doesn't make me less masculine. It doesn't affect me at all. It's a fucking piece of clothing. It's a piece of clothing. Is there a Finnish language band that you recommend? Finnish language band. Stamina is quite good. Stamina is quite good. Another one would be probably Mokoma is a really good that sings in Finnish. But a lot of good Finnish heavy metal bands also sing in English. For example, like Nightwish and Children of Bodom and Stratovarius and all of those, they sing English. But like Stamina is probably the go-to Finnish language bands out there. Haven't heard such a childish remark in 55 years. What was it? Was it my remark? But I mean, that's the weird thing. Oh, his. Okay. But like, it's a piece of clothing. Like, what? Who cares what other people wear? Why kilts are cool, for example? Yeah, if you're Scottish, you wear kilts. So it's why do you care what other people wear? You know, if somebody likes to wear dresses, well, fuck, good for them. If other people grow their hair long because they can, well, good. It's good for them. If other people likes to be bald and like grow a beard, good. If you like that, go for it. Like, who the fuck cares? Some people like to wear scarves. I'm not a huge fan of scarves. Somebody likes to wear hats. I'm not a huge fan of hats either. But I mean, it's up to you. They should just release the Epstein files in Spanish. La Epsteino Pilesos would be good for MAGA. You're claiming your Spanish-speaking son, Maguire, couldn't understand him. What? Is it possible that US can become a dictatorship under Trump? I mean, let me bounce that question back to you with another question. Do you think China is a dictatorship? Miss Renee, do you think China is a dictatorship? If yes, then USA is not that far from that. There's already in place things that he's done, he's saying all the time, that are things that a dictator would do. Yeah, so there's a lot of things that Trump is doing at the moment that any dictator would do and has been doing. Have you heard any Indian songs or music? Oh, fuck yeah. I'm a huge Bollywood fan. I haven't visited India yet. That's on my go-to places. I have a few friends in India, so they would be my guides there. Apparently, that's really good to have. Is like local guides. Bad Bunny, yeah. Trump must be removed now. That needs to come from their own fan base, unfortunately. Otherwise, there's going to be unrests and there's going to be violence. And unfortunately, that cult is not waking up anytime soon. It needs to come from Trump. And not Trump, but Trump's fan base. Think you should leave now. No? He said it was too muffled. I can see that. This topic is important. I don't want to distract. I'm curious on your thoughts about Jasmine Crockett. Don't go to India. It's not worth. Believe me. No, fuck no. I disagree. Like, as a history buff, India has a lot of history that I want to see. Of course, I could just watch videos, but it's not the same. It's the same thing that I want to go to Syria. Syria has a lot of history there. I would want to go to like Iran, Iraq, even Jerusalem, Jordan, Egypt. Well, Egypt and Jordan are places I can go. I could technically go to Iraq if I want to. I wouldn't necessarily go to Iran, considering like Israel still wants to bomb it. But like, there's a lot of places that have rich history that are not that safe to go or not worth going at the moment. But India is definitely one of those. I just got here. Just wanted to say I'm Puerto Rican and last night was amazing and had me emotional. Simply because, oh yeah, 100%. Like, you should be proud. Like, Bad Bunny performed really well. I think like, and I'm not again, I need to emphasize, I'm not a fan of Bad Bunny, but I did think that the performance was entertaining and I watched it a few times. Definitely worth listening to. Definitely worth listening to. So many things to offer in India. You really want to know what the... and your butt Benny. That's different, guy. But the main reason why the MAGA people are kind of mad about it is kind of summarized by Matt Walsh, which is saying that Jay-Z took over producing the Super Bowl halftime show since in 2019. Since then, white performers have been banned from this show. Like, the issue isn't Bad Bunny performing, it's because white middle-aged men, well, racist, are just mad that there's more diversity in Super Bowl halftime shows. That's the main issue that they have. Oh no, we don't have only white artists anymore singing about fucking underage girls or your cousins. I want my country singers there to talk about making love to a 12-year-old. With his Confederate flag and fucking cowboy boots and... No, that was literally what Walsh said. It is racist. What Walsh said was completely racist. It's not a straw man, though. Last night's performing was spreading love, not hate. Not a music fan, but I also enjoyed the show. Exactly, Marco. As I also stated earlier today, was like, what Bad Bunny did was singing about and praising unity, unifying people. Love wins against hate, which is completely the opposite of the regime at the moment in the United States who are only there to divide, demonize the opposition, demonize everyone who opposes them or says bad things about them. So it's good that Bad Bunny, and it's sad that an artist like Bad Bunny needs to talk about unity instead of the leader of the country, who is doing his utmost all to divide the country. Marco, thanks for the follow. Bad Bunny is more American than the president. As you demonize non-liberals. Hypocrite. Oh God. Strike. Are you American? No. No, I'm not. And that's an issue for you, right? Bad Bunny is definitely more American than the First Lady. You mean the First Lady that was kind of too close with the Epstein? I'm not Swedish, but that wasn't that far off. It's nice to see a non-neutral Finnish person. Okay. This dude is Finnish, 100%. Yeah. I love had foreign policy. Would you choose loyalty or self-interest? If love had foreign policy, would you choose loyalty or self-interest? I mean, if love had foreign policy, it wouldn't be either one of those. Bad Bunny is fire. Oh yeah. We need to define American. See, Todd, thanks for the follow. Well, I'm not obsessed with politics in Finland. I think it's really weird you are obsessed with USA. I mean, Olli, that's again, ignorance in world politics is not my issue. If you're not interested in world politics, I mean, it's your cup of tea. I'm interested in things happening in Australia. I'm interested in things happening in the Middle East, in Japan, in the United States, in South America, in Europe. If you're not interested in those things, it's because, well, you're not interested in those things. Doesn't mean everybody in the world needs to be as globally politically ignorant than you are. But again, it's up to you. It's easier to live your life like that, not knowing what's going on in the world and just learning your news from wanted sources. It's easier. You don't we are stuck here because people in the chat are talking about the Bad Bunny US situation. I have a plethora of different topics for today. Okay, well, because Olli is a bitch that bitches a lot, so let's talk about the protest in Australia then, which was on the next on the line. Let's change topics so Olli will learn something. So, those who don't know, the President of Israel decided to pay a visit to Australia, and people there aren't that happy, which is a good thing. You need to resist an evil regime paying visits and spreading their message, which is killing innocent women and children is okay. I wish sometimes I didn't know that much. Have you visited the USA? If so, where? Bad Bunny was better than the Turning Point USA with Jewish slop. Oh yeah. If he came to Canada, he would be arrested. Olli, that's so fucking dumb of you. If you go to my profile, you will see my videos about Iran. If you've come here before, you would know my takes on Iran, that I am always for people's revolutions rising against an evil regimes that has been treated them badly. Olli, just shut the fuck up and listen. Oh my fucking god. Well, Oli, hey, now that you apparently are super for Iran at all of a sudden, can you condemn IDF and Israeli government killing children and women? I bet you can't, but you can try. And if you're against Iran, the citizens of Iran protesting against their evil regime that is killing them, treating them horribly, mass arresting them, killing them in the tens of thousands. I presume you're also for the protesters in the United States protesting against ICE, right? Because we want to be consistent, right? Oli, what's your take? Oh, now I'm going to hyper focus on you, Oli. Oli, what's your take on the Nepal protest last year? After the Prime Minister of... no, that was Nepal. And also Bangladesh protest. After the Bangladeshi Prime Minister slaughtered 1,500 students. What's your take on that? What about the Peru protest? What about the Slovakia protest? Bulgaria? Sri Lanka? Madagascar? Any of those? Do you have an opinion on those? No, because like you already told me that you don't know anything about global politics. You only listen to what your leaders say, and because the reason why you brought up Iran is because Makkah made it a huge thing. You again listen to your fucking supreme leader, what your talking points are. You listen to your fucking supreme leaders, what your talking points are. No, that Oli Panudrum Lovable Stoner just above you. In the comments. He's wasting your time. He's fine. Where are you chatting? I'm chatting in TikTok. TikTok has quite a lot of like interesting characters from time to time. Especially now that it was taken over by the United States government and they decided to start fucking censoring people who are talking bad about the United States government. But hey, that's completely okay because that's somehow different than other regimes that suppress freedom of speech. Link, please. Just a sec, I can provide you. Yeah, ever since TikTok was taken over by the United States government and their mega founder, mega donator of IDF, all of a sudden it's really hard to criticize the United States government. All right, can we now talk about the Australian protest? Can we now talk about the Australian protests? What up, happiness come from truth? I really need it your nickname now. The whole world needs to calm down. I need to calm down now. Hey, where the hell did Ollie go? What's happening in Australia? I can show you briefly. Otherwise, TikTok will... Oh, wait a second. There we go. Briefly shows you, so I don't get flagged by TikTok again. So I can read you what's going on. Ollie got captured by ICE. All right. So police and protesters clashed in Sydney rally against Israeli President Isaac Herzog in visit to Australia. Protesters have clashed with police with some restraint and led away in handcuffs, and tensions flared at Sydney protest rally against visit of Israeli President Isaac Herzog. NSW police said 27 people were arrested, including 10 for assaulting police, and officers deployed pepper spray, and the protest attended by thousands at Sydney Town Hall. There was literally so many people in Sydney. It was mind-boggling to see that. And I have to say that Australians have a spine. But unfortunately, I can't show this video that I see But there's a video of the Australian people that I might make a video later on today, that the police officers in Australia was punching clearly a teenager who was protesting, while one of them was on top of him already, holding his hands behind his back, and they were punching him in the fucking back of the head. I will show the still picture, but I'm not gonna play the video. Oh, there's a punch coming, and there you go. So, like one person commented already, Australian police learning from ICE. That it kind of looks like it, though. Fitness, so thanks for the follow. JD Vance wears more eyeliner than my aunt Patricia. I heard somebody, like, I made that joke once. Not about your aunt Patricia, but JD Vance wearing eyeliner, which is completely fine. I have a skin condition in my face that I actually wear makeup. So, but like, that apparently isn't true, that JD Vance wears eyeliner. I thought he did, because I have 2 daughters, so I know what eyeliners look like. But apparently it's not eyeliner that JD Vance is wearing. But that is sickening. Is the teenager okay? We don't know yet. We don't know yet if the teenager is okay. We don't know the follow-up story for that. For Australian protest, they legitimize your leaders, chose invaders over it on people. Unfortunately, Australia has always had a percentage of shitty cops. Do you agree that the dollarization is the first step to notch down US and Zionists? I mean, that's the main reason why US is getting super butthurt about EU making a trade deal with India. And also one of the reasons why they attacked Venezuela, Afghanistan, Libya, Iraq. If you want to learn more about that, that's a good question. But if you want to learn more about like de-dollarization, if you go and see what Iraq, Libya, Afghanistan, Syria, and Venezuela were doing just before they were rescued, well, they were invaded, it has to do with the dollar. Apparently a bunch of people all over the world are protesting and we Americans don't hear about it. Of course you don't, because like it's against Israel. Okay, I presume I need to make a disclaimer now. Disclaimer now. Whenever I talk about politics, and especially governments, I am criticizing the people in the government and the leaders. I am not criticizing the citizens of that country, and definitely not criticizing the religion of that country. When I criticize Russia, when I mention Russia, what I mean is Kremlin and Putin. I'm not talking about Orthodox Christianity. When I'm talking about the United States, I'm not talking about every single 350 million Americans. I'm talking about Trump and Trump's regime. I'm not talking about the Catholic Church of Christianity. When I'm talking about Israel, I'm always talking about Netanyahu, his government, and IDF. Not the religion and not the citizens of Israel. When I'm talking about Iran, I'm talking about the regime, although the current regime is tied to the Islamic religion, but I'm usually criticizing Ayatollah especially. We need to differentiate when we talk about politics, these things, because those are the defense mechanisms that these fucking monsters in their governments use to justify the horrific treatment of citizens and other countries. They hide behind whatever their excuse is, whether it's religion or whether it's something else. So we need to make this differentiation, and also because I am quite critical of different countries' governments, I need to make this disclaimer from time to time. Have you seen the new MAGA products? Just posted them in your Discord. Oh my fucking god, do I even want to see that? What did you buy? Do I even want to see that? Divas, thanks for the follow. What up, Vladimir Putin? Personally, I criticize all religions, but I noticed that you're very respectful. I'm an atheist. I'm a self-discovered atheist when I was about 7 or 8 years old. After reading few different variations of the Bible, and I understood that that's a complete made-up story like any other fictitious book, or it's no different than Viking mythology or Greek mythology. So, but I'm a bit different. I do believe that people require, not all people, but there are people in the world that they require an unknown entity to provide them comfort. And that's where religion comes in. I am fine with that. But when you start justifying your horrific treatment of other people, whether it's killing them or suppressing them or fucking sterilizing them because of your religion, that is where I have an issue with religion. Is when any human commits horrible acts and says it's because of their religion. That's where I have an issue with religion. Otherwise, if you want to believe in God, or if you want to believe in Odin or Allah or whatever you want to believe in, Moses, go for it. It's your personal thing. It's the same thing we were talking about clothing. It's your personal thing. As long as your personal thing stays your personal thing, and you don't fucking steal my house and say that it's because of this religion, or you decide to discriminate a group of people because you say that it's inside your holy book. You know, it's not like it's kind of common sense, right? For me, it's an issue when they come to my door, pray for us, pray for your Easter bunny, but don't tell me about it. Ja hyvä iltaa. Why do these European dudes always look like old ladies? I mean, we're just fucking majestic. We stopped leveling when we're 16. We find our prime, and we never level up. I will look the same when I'm 70. You reach max, like this is min-maxing the game of life as early as possible. I speedrun the fucking game of life in 16 years. And then I don't level up anymore. That's just jealousy, Master Shake. That's jealousy. You're still growing old, and others. I stopped growing old like a long time ago. That's true. That's probably the peak build right there. If you think about like my ancestors who are from the north, like they stayed, well, they didn't stay youthful. They saw a lot of shit. That's why they aged quite fast. But they looked kind of similar from the beginning, so. What up, Kathy? We are merely cattle as long as there are no checks on corruption. The world draws closer either to rebellion or extinction. Both outcomes tied directly to actions or lack thereof by people as... Yeah. I know you can't share pictures. I thought you might just give us a little hint. Oh. I think I can share this. This is one of the new MAGA products that was put to my Discord. Evie, thanks for the follow. And here's another one. Oh, this is probably my favorite one. If you have toddlers and babies, 100% money back guaranteed. Will hold up any size or amount for as long as a cabinet meeting is. It's been tested. Trump wet wipes. Those are fucking hilarious, though. Oh, Trump comes for a visit. All right, so. Why is Australia protesting? But does it hold order? No, unfortunately not. We saw that in the most recent cabinet meeting that the diapers don't hold orders. This is hilarious. I wonder if it's sold on a subscription service like his donations. I think you're getting those if you buy the gold card. You know, getting the visa to go to the United States. Here's a bit of a trivia for you. Do you know why the Australians are protesting Herzog, the president of Israel? It's the same. Like, Netanyahu can't come to Ireland because the Irish government would arrest Netanyahu. But if for some reason Netanyahu would come to Ireland, you would see me in those fucking pictures protesting. Excuse me, ma'am, what is this live about? This live is about world news. So if you're American, this is a really good place to learn what's going on in the world while everybody's being super butthurt about Bad Bunny at the moment, even though Bad Bunny did really well. Dr. Oz's face after Trump farted, it looked like he was enjoying it. Dr. Oz probably did, though. I mean, people assume things because of my long hair, because they've never listened to, like, good long-haired artists like, well, any heavy metal or rock person from the 70s up until, like, now. A Russian mother was arrested for abusing a Ukrainian child after claiming the child was 200 years old. What? A Russian mother was arrested for abusing a Ukrainian child after claiming the child was 200 years old. God damn. Ootko suomalainen? No. I just completely read your sentence with luck. The reason why, well, that needs context. Oh yeah, 100% that needs context. Straight jacket for her. Benjamin Buttons. At this moment, I'm too afraid to ask. Who cares what goes on in Ukraine and Russia? Everybody. Listen to this. United States of America is the greatest country on earth, and President Trump is the best. I will finish that sentence for you. Trump is the best pedophile protector. There you go. I completed your sentence. That is true. Trump is the best pedophile protector ever. The best pedophile protector president ever. What the fuck are these comments? Didn't Trump shit himself recently? Allegedly, yeah. Say that 10 times fast. I don't want to do that because I heard a rumor that if you say that 10 times fast, Trump will appear behind you with Epstein. You need to say it in front of a mirror, though. Since he's the president, the P in POTUS stands for pedo. Listen to this. This is from YouTube. I have to... cap pawns. I have to mention this, but God moved the bullet so Trump could deport Jesus. One of the best fucking sentences I've ever read. Not because, like, I wish anybody death, but because of the end of that sentence. So that Trump could deport Jesus. I've been quite consistent with this. I don't think anyone deserves to be assassinated or killed. I believe in Father Time, and that goes with my pacifism, which is I don't wish death to anybody. But to be fair, that was fucking hilarious. Hilarious instant follow, man. Get a haircut. Steve, no. I will not do that because, like, usually people who tell me to get a haircut are bald. So They are either bald or turned on, and that makes them feel uncomfortable. Never cut your hair, it's amazing. Thanks, Sailor Mew. I don't want any harm to anyone, but still wishing for the big, beautiful blood cloth this year. Father Time. Father Time is the only Grim Reaper that I believe in. It collects us all. Nobody can run away from it. But sometimes Father Time should work a bit fucking faster. Alright. Okay. So, will you say more about Australian protests, please? This is what happens usually when we're live and we have this funny conversation going and I get sidetracked. Alright. So Herzog went to visit. Herzog is like the president of Israel. Went to visit Australia to show respect for the Bondi Beach terror attack victims and give us a little speech. And Australians don't really like that because the citizens of Australia, they are really in favor of, you know, Palestinians. So thousands of them took up on the streets to protest Herzog's arrival in Australia because Herzog has blood in his hands. He is the president of Israel. He is not as guilty as Netanyahu, but almost as guilty as Netanyahu. So inviting one of the main perpetrators of the genocide to Australia is a bit of a slap in the face. Foreign countries are spending billions to get Americans to hate Trump. Don't be a puppet for your enemies. Can I get some of that money? I'm doing this for free because I love peace and Trump is against that. Got to go. Hey, lovable Stoner, thanks for dropping by. They are upset about Israeli showing support, but not Islamic groups. Can pacifism be used as a tool to correct regimes? I'm having a hard time seeing how No, it can't. This is a bit of a paradox for me. Because I'm also for revolutions, but I'm for peaceful revolutions. But then again, a lot of the revolutions that I've been following have turned violent. And even though I can't be in favor of that, but I'm still in favor of citizens rising up and fighting against a regime that's treating them badly. That's a bit of a... I admit that's a bit of a contradictory statement, like, that I have, and also mindset. So the protests are about Herzog, the president of Israel, being in Australia. That's the summarization of it. No. I'm still I know my shortcomings when it comes to pacifism, because I've read history, and unfortunately, pacifism doesn't get the job done. But doesn't mean that I need to spread that also to others. That's just my personal belief, and of course I praise that. It's not even a belief. Like, I just don't want anybody to die by the hands of anyone else. You know? US media is failing. I learned more about the world from you than watching the news here. Oh, then I salute the protesters. They keep the genocidal man out. Oh yeah, like, okay. Bondi Beach was a horrible thing that happened. And the victims of Bondi Beach were all Jewish believers. So Bondi Beach was bad, and that should have never happened. Herzog going to Australia do I need to repeat myself? Fuck Herzog, fuck Netanyahu. Two of the worst fucking genocide warmongers that there are. Bad Bunny was awesome, 7Gator. I do agree. Look how many states have laws against boycotting Israel. It's over 35. And TikTok, Larry Ellison, the new owner of TikTok. I mean, I wonder if I'm gonna get banned from TikTok, but Larry Ellison is one of the biggest individual donors to IDF. And Larry Ellison is the new owner of TikTok, Trump's really good friend. Larry Ellison is also responsible for the censorship of TikTok. Larry Ellison, one of the biggest donors to IDF, is one of the biggest individual donors to genocide as well. So whenever I read and hear about the fucking 10-day-old baby that just died last weekend, that is on Larry Ellison. That is the owner of TikTok at the moment. He funded the equipment that dealt the killing blows to tens of thousands of children. Did you get bullied in high school? No, I didn't. How long have you been homeless? I have a home, though. Well, you're certainly not a politician. Oh, definitely not. I think like any foreign government that is funding your politicians in the United States, you should be fucking worried about that. War is a hell, Jen Sherman. It's good that war is so terrible lest we become found in Jen Robert L. Lee. Like instantly, if a foreign government or a foreign entity is funding your politicians, you should be fucking worried. Especially when they're funding politicians on both sides of the aisle. When they're funding Democrats and they're funding Republicans. You should be fucking worried. Don't you know why TikTok was taken by us? You mean the bullshit reason or the real reason? The bullshit reason was because they didn't want Chinese spyware to be owned by China. The real reason was control. The real reason was what Netanyahu has been now praising for the past few months, which is complete fucking suppression of freedom of speech. So I don't know, which one do you want to hear? Do you want to hear that China was spying on the US citizens? Congratulations, that happens anyway. Or do you want to hear the real reason, which is control? I know it might be hard to hear. And just not to... so that I don't sound conspiracy theorist, let's take it from Netanyahu himself. Oh, where's my fucking sound?
אני דורש מממשלות המערב לעשות את מה שנדרש כדי להילחם באנטישמיות ולתת את הביטחון הדרוש, את ההבטחה הדרושה לקהילות היהודיות בעולם. וכדאי שיקשיבו לאזהרות שלנו. אני דורש מהם פעולה עכשיו.
That was Netanyahu demanding action from the Western governments to suppress freedom of speech. That was posted 3 days ago. And that was the newest one. Hello, colonizer. What up? What up? Robin, thanks for the follow. It's almost like they share the same agenda on either side, just use different platforms for their rhetoric. Americans need to wake up and stop voting for either party. I 100% agree. 100% agree. Especially because I've met so many different Americans throughout my platforms that say that they don't belong in either one but they have to vote one. Because if they vote independent, their vote is going to be like irrelevant. So 100% they need to get away from that two-party system and transform into a multi-party system that takes into consideration more nuances. Politics is more than just fucking left and right. If you don't know that, you need to read a bit more. What Epstein file dump is trying to distract us from? I mean, a bit too many things at this point. I'm not even sure, like, is it the other way around? Because last time we invaded Venezuela, well, not we, but America invaded Venezuela to get rid of the Epstein files. Then we released the Epstein files. Now, it's fucking four-dimensional chess at the moment. We have to choose the lesser of two evils, and it's just not working anymore. The fact that he's trying to nationalize elections and completely take over all voting. But it is such a situation that there are foreign entities that are openly, like, there's so many fucking billionaires at the moment also participating in suppressing freedom of speech. And they're not like hiding it anymore because there's so much shit going on that they don't need to hide. Do you believe that? No. I'm not getting into that. No. I don't think the religion of Judaism controls everything. I do think that foreign interest groups from a lot of different nationalities try to control a lot of things. It has nothing to do with religion, in my opinion, because it is also not tied into one specific nationality. They arrested Don Lemon when they released Epstein files. They thought the media would obsess over it. That's going to be another one of those interesting situation. Is the Don Lemon situation. When Nicki Minaj gets mad about something, then you have a new scoop right there. It's the same like manifestos, if you think about it. Like when America tries to influence foreign politics, we're not saying that Christianity is trying to control the world, right? At least I'm not saying that. But all of a sudden, when Israel is doing it, and not even Israel, like the fucking lobbyists of Israel that happen to be also the citizens of Israel. So I don't know how much the country of Israel is doing it, but there's a lot of billionaires that have ties to that government that is doing it. Peter Thiel, Larry Ellison, there's so many of them. So I'm not saying that any religion tries to control everything. There is a lot of countries and a lot of billionaires from different nationalities that are paying a lot of money, buying many companies to control a lot of the things around the world. I hope that was clear enough. Linda, thanks for the follow. Pirate software. No, I'm not. Linda, thanks for the rose as well. Robin, you sent me a pop. Thanks for that. Meloski, thanks for the follow. Not sure as well. So I don't. That's in my opinion, not healthy for the conversation, is framing a religion to the root cause of everything. Because that is kind of missing the point. A lot of those, well, not a lot of those, but some of those are using their own affiliations with certain countries as a buffer and a shield for any criticism, and also to gain easier access to the governments. Zionism isn't a religion, it's a political ideology, so it's not anti-Semitic to condemn it. The biggest threat to if Netanyahu wants to fight anti-Semitism, Netanyahu would step away from politics, and they would stop the genocide in Gaza. Because there are a lot of people in the world that can't differentiate what Netanyahu and the government of Israel is doing from the religion. And that is causing a lot of anti-Semitism around the world. Because people can't differentiate those two parties. It's the people who twist religion to cause harm. Yeah, like, was that a hot take? The biggest threat to the Jewish people is Benjamin Netanyahu and the Israeli government at the moment. Michael, thanks for the follow. Did he claim Amalek? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he fucking did. Oh. How many of you speak Hebrew?
זה עזתי כזה שצועק, די, אני כבר רעב. העזתים, מבחינתי שירעבו למוות, מה אכפת לי מהם? למה צריכים שיהיה לנו אכפת?
Those who don't speak Hebrew, which I expect to be quite a lot of you, you want me to translate that? I don't speak Hebrew, but lucky for me, I have translation here. So what he said was, as far as I am concerned, let them starve to death. Why would I care about them? Why should we care about Gazans? I've said this before, all of this happened, religion causes wars. Australia protest about what? The president of Israel. Quite a simple topic. They are protesting against Israel's president paying a visit in Australia. You want to talk about Netanyahu? I think we can talk about that still. As humans, we should all care about other humans starving to death. But that was a dominant Israeli news personnel that said that. It was aired in Israel's national TV. And then he said, why do we get booed at the Olympics? And why do we get boycotted in Eurovision? Yeah. I kind of see why. That's also another thing. Like, I don't know how many of you watch Olympics at the moment. I have a question. First, I have a statement. Then I have a question. I think it's justified to not let Russia participate in the Olympics. It's against the theme of the Olympics because of what Russia is doing and has been doing in Ukraine. I think it is the right course of action to not let Russia participate in the Olympics. Then I have the question. Why the fuck is Israel in the Olympics? I presume everybody already knew that was my follow-up question. But why in the fuck is Israel in the Olympics? And I read somewhere, I actually didn't fact check this, so I think this is a bad topic to bring up, but Israel invited. I read somewhere that Israel was actually invited to the Winter Olympics. I don't know. I don't remember where I read that. But I remember reading that the International Olympic Committee But that's why, okay, I can't say that's factually correct, or I can't dispute that. So I can't say that is what happened. But I remember reading that just around the time that the opening ceremony was happening. So I retract my comment that that's factually correct. I don't know, but I do remember reading that. So I probably can find from my viewing history about that. But why in the hell is Israel in the Olympics? They shouldn't be in the Eurovision, to be fair. It seems accountability means nothing. I think there's different rules, different countries. Okay, here's a bit of a hot take. Are you ready? Not like I do hot takes all the time, but in my opinion, because the United States invaded Venezuela, I think the athletes from the United States should be treated the same as athletes from Russia. That they can participate, but they don't have any national anthem, they don't have any national emblem, and they don't have a flag. What do you think about that? Because athletes from Russia can actually participate, but they can't represent Russia. They have a neutral flag, they don't have a national anthem, and they don't have a national emblem either. But what do you think? Am I too cruel against Americans? But I do think that if we hold everybody to the same extent of accountability, Russia was prevented to participate in international sports because of their invasion and war against Ukraine. If we go by that, United States should suffer the same. I might get blasted because of this, but I've been thinking that quite a lot. You should blame Trump, not the American people. I'm not blaming, not blaming the American people because of Trump. Just like I'm not blaming the people of Russia, but the athletes are suffering because of the actions of Putin, the same as the citizens of Russia are suffering because of the actions of Putin. The same goes for America. Athletes would be suffering because of the actions of Trump and Trump's admin. So would be the citizens because of the actions of Trump's admin. I mean, fair is fair. Yeah. I think that would be completely fair, and that would be in line. Agreed. Israel and USA look at the human rights violations. They literally have concentration camps. It's an open concentration camp, open prison camp, the whole Gaza. What was it? Above 90% of all the fucking hospitals been destroyed in Gaza. Tens of thousands of women and children killed. Like, yeah, Israel should have no participation in the Olympics. USA shouldn't either. I would ban Israel completely, and I would treat USA the same as Russia. And if China invaded Taiwan, China would suffer the same. Does Israel run the USA? Allegedly. I don't think the government of Israel is running the USA. I think there's a lot of billionaires who has Israeli citizenship that are lobbying through AIPAC. As this is like open knowledge for anybody who's going to claim that I'm a conspiracy theorist. APAC is contributing a lot of money to politicians. And a lot of the money coming to APAC is coming from those billionaires, like Larry Ellison, who we're talking about already. Billionaires run US. That is 100%. Trump and Putin are acting like they want to rule the world. Oh yeah. And Stephen Miller is playing the role of Joseph Goebbels. I'm not even kidding. I have a bit of a controversial meme that I found. I might have bookmarked it because I might need it at some point, especially now that Netanyahu is visiting Trump. Are you finished? Yes, I am. Pleased to meet you. Never met a prime minister before. Hey, thanks. So American and Russian can be separated from their government, but Israeli not afforded that privilege. What? What do you mean? If Russians can't participate or represent their... How long you been PM? I'm not a prime minister, sorry. Oh! You mean this one? No. The topic is Israel's prime minister. I should have phrased that better. Sorry about that. I didn't even realize that. Oh my fucking god, sorry about that. Yeah, I'm not the prime minister of Israel. Have you stopped providing weapons to North Korea yet? No. What's your opinion about Netanyahu? Are you guys ready? This might be a bit controversial for some, but I have a video for you guys to need to watch. It's a documentary, so...
Why haven't you attacked Iran yet?
Sorry about that. I apologize. I feel bad. Sorry about that. Hopefully you didn't hear anything. Don't report me. Sorry about that. Now barred entering the United States for life. Oh god. I don't even remember what the rest of the video was about.
If you don't attack...
Okay. Oh fuck. Oh my god, sorry. I'm crying because whenever I laugh too much I start crying. It's fucking too hilarious. I'll play the whole thing. Larry Ellison, this is for you if you're watching.
Oh, Donald, why haven't you attacked Iran yet? If you don't attack soon, I will release the Epstein files.
Okay, BB, I'll do whatever you want.
Oh.
Oh my fucking god. I didn't remember it's like that. Sorry. That was even worse than I remember. Oh my god. Puhun nyt suomea. Ei vitut puhu. Fuck you, Juke. What? Juke Ant? Juge Ant. Oh my god. It's really hard to make the claim after that specific video that I would be neutral. But I'm not. I'm against genocide, so I think political satire is really important to have. Oh my god. You guys want to see what a smart guy wrote in YouTube? This is what I got from YouTube. That's kind of pathetic. And this is why nobody cares about the Obama monkey video, because little fucks like you do shit like this. No, it's a bit different. Because if you know history, Netanyahu has been asking the United States to attack Iran since 90s. And he's coming to actually ask again for Trump to do something against Iran. And what Trump did on the Obama video was just blatantly racist. Well, I'm sorry, but it was like his assistant did it accidentally. Bull fucking shit. And if you believe that assistant BS that he said, then you should be even more worried about, because apparently his assistants or like fucking interns or something like that are threatening allies and other countries and posting some really unhinged shit. To be fair, Iran has been in the crosshairs of the empire since before the 90s. Oh, that is true as well. MAGA are blindly obedient and weak. All they do is whine and play victim. Hello, my friend. This is so upsetting. Which is? Yeah, exactly. If you're the leader, the buck stops at you. 100%. It is your fucking account. I would never give anybody access to my account that could post shit like that. And if I did give them access and they posted shit like that, it is my responsibility. It is my fault. Because I gave access to somebody. I gave them like instructions what to post, and shit hit the fan. Trump is too fucking coward. Well, of course he's a coward because he was a draft dodger as well. But like, he's too big of a coward to take accountability of shit that he wanted to be posted. And all of a sudden he was fucking, well, he was told that he's a racist, which he was. Has Finland gotten any gold medals in the Olympics yet? Nope. No. Nope. It's good to live in Ireland, though. How do you do, my Viking friend? What up, inhumane society? It's been a while. It's good to live in Ireland and being Finnish. And next year I'll have my Irish citizenship, so I double my chances on Olympic medals. He also said he watched it and approved it. Yes. He changed the fucking story again so many times. But the only reason why you should have a dual citizenship is so you can double your chances of getting Olympic gold medals and also get into the football World Cup. Because Finland will never get there, so you need a country that knows how to play football. So Finland is really good in ice hockey. Ireland is good in rugby and also good in football. So I've already increased my chances. What did you think about the Bad Bunny's halftime show? I think it was good. I'm not a fan of Bad Bunny, but I really enjoyed watching and listening. Even though I don't speak Spanish, so it kind of went over my head. But I think it was good. He shouldn't sundown and text. They shouldn't revoke his phone at night. They should 100% revoke his phone. All right, guys. You know what time it is? Don't get citizenship in America if you're from Greenland. You'll be American soon enough. I'm not from Greenland. Trump already forgot about Greenland for a second, and now he again posted something in Truth Social today. Oh yeah, Trump is like just hyper fixated on the election scam thingy, even though the election wasn't stolen, but who cares? So now that Trump again remembered that he promised to invade other countries, he's apparently threatening other countries again. It's kind of scary how demented he is, but I mean, the United States is the most beautiful, vast country in the world. I mean, I can agree that the continent, no, the country of United States would be really nice to travel around. I can say that without talking about the politicians who run the country. So in a way, I do kind of agree. I would love to go to the Rockies. I would love to go to the Grand Canyon. I would love to go to Niagara Falls. There's a lot of places. I would love to go to the, like, New Mexico, Nevada deserts, just to roam around. The Danish king has spent many years on Greenland. Maybe Trump should do the same. Imagine if they had a capable fascist, thank God for Trump. Come to California. California would be kind of nice as well. My friend was in California just a while back. Is there such a thing as a capable fascist? I invited you already, you will love it. Unfortunately, you didn't see my Benjamin Netanyahu video and Benjamin Netanyahu Trump video. I don't think I have any business in the United States in quite a long time. I need to wait 5 years for my social media to run down and calm down. You can do Niagara Falls from the Canada side. I know. I do know. But New York State would be really nice to visit as well. Next Super Bowl should be in Hebrew, so my guy... Come on. Come on. But yeah, that would be actually like... I would love to see them like twist it all of a sudden if it was in Hebrew. All of a sudden it's a good thing. It kind of depends on like what foreign language we were talking about. Trump just excluded my governor, the only black governor in the USA, from the White House dinner. The West Coast is a bit too warm for me. You do remember that I live in Ireland and I also come from Finland, so West Coast is a bit too much.
In these files, but many of your friends and donors may be, and he says that's why the Justice Department is redacting them and slow walking the release. Is the Justice Department protecting any friends or donors, sir?
So this is a Democrat hoax that never ends. You know, it reminds me a little of the Kennedy situation. We gave him everything over and over again, more and more and more, and nobody's ever satisfied. From what I understand, I could check, but from what I understand, thousands of pages of documents have been given, but it's really a Democrat hoax.
So we're back to the Epstein files being a hoax again. A lot of Finnish descendants in Minnesota, I think. There is a lot of descendants from Finnish people in Minnesota. Also in Thunder Bay in the other side of the border. KDR, and thanks for the follow. In Canada, there's a lot of also as well on the other side of Minnesota. It's a Democrat hoax again, huh? Yep, I guess we went full circle. So after the Democratic hoax, he's gonna blame Obama again, I think. San Francisco is cool almost all year and lots of fog. I probably need to go to San Francisco then. And the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Lots of Finnish ancestry. Oh yeah. There's a bit of a funny thing why there's a lot of Finnish ancestry. It's because you guys needed a lot of knowledge in timber. And that's one thing we have a lot. Knowledge when it comes to timber. And we just never returned. We never returned to Finland because the work was endless. And if you give a task to a Finnish person, that's endless. We just keep working until we die. Skogsfinnar in Swedish literally translates to forest Finns. Oh yeah, I know. Skogsfinnar. Just why? Thanks for the follow. Only now? Why? It's really hard to see how anyone can believe a word this guy says anymore. I mean, it requires a certain level of delusion. You kind of need to like eating shit. Brother, so does ants. Thanks. San Francisco is the gay capital of the United States. Well, there's a lot of people calling me gay, so I guess I need to go to San Francisco then. I need to take I have a childhood friends that we've been friends since first grade. And like his wish is to visit certain places. And that's like on a bucket list that we have. One of them is San Francisco. He came out of the closet when he was 12 to me and 20 to his parents. And he and his husband are really good friends of mine. Really fucking awesome people. Like I one of my best friends. Have you seen the Necessary Conversation podcast? Is it the one that is the Maca parents and then you have the bald guy and his wife talking about political? Yeah. I think I've seen that. Why does it matter who he loves? It's none of anyone's business but his. Yeah, I mean that's my opinion, but apparently like I didn't know San Francisco is a gay capital, but my good friend like my 12-year-old reaction to that one was like this is hilarious because like I understood what he meant, but my reaction was like, are you happy? And he said that yeah. I said that I don't mind. Like he was so worried about what I was gonna think about it. I just wanted him to be happy. I said that if you're happy and you love the other person, like I don't have anything against it. Why would I? And it's beautiful to see that my children has the same values. Like, why would anyone have anything against another person loving another person, regardless of their sexuality or gender or race or anything? Love is love. You know? It's the same. Like we had a conversation about immigration last time, and because I'm an immigrant in Ireland, and people are so afraid of immigrants for some reason. I don't care who I talk to. My daughters don't either, because I treat everyone the same. I don't care whether you're a native or you're an immigrant. It's not going to change my opinion about it. So unless you bring it up to me, I don't even ask about it, because it is irrelevant for me, because I'm having a conversation with you without interrogating you where you're from, why did you come here? You know, it makes no difference for me. It makes no difference for me if you're a native-born Irish person or you came here 20 years ago, or if you came here yesterday. Irrelevant information for me. No, we were talking about a few streams ago. That's probably like a week ago. We're talking about immigration because a lot of people were in the chat quite worried and afraid of immigrants. And we were talking about like what's the immigration situation here in Ireland. And to be fair, there is no issue with immigrants here in Ireland. And to be fair, I don't really care. I'm an immigrant. And if I talk to people, I don't care if they're immigrants or not. We're all human. I treat everybody the same. It's like when you meet, the only people who are usually afraid of immigrants are the ones that try to avoid them. or don't like. I've worked in multicultural companies for a long time. I've met with so many different people from so many different backgrounds that because of that background and that history that I have with different cultures has made me so comfortable that I don't really anymore care about where you come from when I meet a new person, unless you bring it up. Because I also know as an immigrant that one thing that immigrants don't like be asked for is like where you're coming from, because there's always a tonality when somebody asks that. There's always a hidden agenda with that question. For example, when people ask, when we moved here in Cork, in Ireland, people asked where we're from, because they could see that we're not Irish, apparently. And when we answered Finland, they said that, oh, that's a good country. That's a good thing. The wrong answer would have been, apparently, they told me, would be Polish or other Eastern European countries. Which is so fucking weird. Like, our cultures isn't that different. And what if I was from, like, let's say, Belarus or Hungary? Like, what's the fucking difference there? I don't get that. Like, Estonia even. The reason why one of the locals, one of the older locals said that there's still some animosity towards Polish people because like 2 decades, a decade ago, 2 decades ago, there was a lot of Polish like gangs here that were just like stealing cars and such. So they lumped everybody together. So racism. Even like the hardworking Polish people were lumped in that same group because they shared the nationality, which is one of the reasons why I don't think like blanket statements or like lumping people based on nationalities is healthy. But yeah, that's one of the reasons. And that was my experience in Belfast as well. Like back in 2011, 2012, when we moved to Belfast, one of the salespersons for Virgin Media, we were opening our phone lines and broadband internet. They asked if I was Polish when I went to the store, and I said that no, I'm from Finland. Oh yeah, that's fine. I was like, well, that's a fucking weird question. Why did you ask that? Well, I asked that because I needed to know if I would need to alert the security, but because you're not Polish, I don't need to alert the security. I was like, could you elaborate a bit more? And then he explained that they had Polish workers for like construction sites coming there with fake visas, and they just bought a bunch of phones for credit and went back to Poland. And I said that, how much did that happen so that you could actually tell me this story? And he said that it was almost every week. And that's why people in Belfast were super like skeptical towards Polish people. My experience with Polish people is completely fucking different. That's why it's so wild. But then again, I have Polish friends, and when I meet Polish friends, they are just like regular people like us, you know, living their everyday lives. I don't necessarily see that side of things. But then again, like there's a lot of Irish gangs here, like the youth that are stealing shit like vapes and such. So it's not, again, I wouldn't lump every single Polish person based on a few bad apples. Like I wouldn't clump every single Irish person based on a few bad apples. Are you German? Nicht. Nein. Oh my god, we as humans, we should celebrate the difference. Oh yeah, 100%. As soon as a random car enters my neighborhood, our Facebook group always goes to it must be Polish. And until there's a bigger change in like thought processes and also like mentality when it comes to like people, it's going to continue. There's still like a lot of, especially like boomers and others that have those feelings and thoughts when it comes to foreigners, even though most of the time when they meet us as foreigners, it's a completely normal interaction. But because they read somewhere that one person did this, or in the past 20 years ago somebody did this or this, they lump the whole fucking thing together because it's easier for them to paint that, you know, they're all thieves or they're all this or that. Olympialaisten seremoniassa oli esillä valtava pentagrammi. Nice. Nice. Hail Satan. I'm an atheist. That was a joke. There is no excuse for exploitation of impoverished people. I'd rather pay more. And yet why they are doing hardest food labor and they're hardworking good people. The funny thing is, like, I had in one of the pubs back in Cork, like we were having a conversation, me and my work group, and there was a few of the local elderly gentlemen in the pub as well. We were having a conversation about like paying taxes and such, and they all of a sudden started bashing like immigrants coming to Ireland and not paying taxes. And there was literally a group of us. There was 5 of us. We were all from around the world. There was like 2 of my French colleagues. There was 1 of my Brazilian colleagues, and there was 1 of my Hebrew colleagues. And we were at the pub, and we were literally like, "What the fuck are you talking about? We pay more taxes than you guys." And then we found out that they had been unemployed for 2 decades. So literally, what we were bringing to the country was many times over what they are. But still, they were bitching about an imaginary group of people that don't pay taxes and only take because they read it somewhere. That's how powerful misinformation is. It's because people are competing against each other in their own country with their own people. You're just extra competition, like it or not. That's the fact. I don't think that's true. My job isn't available for the for Irish citizens. They can't do my job, so there's no competition. So that's a bit of a fallacy what you said there. It only applies if I would like, quote unquote, take their position, which is still kind of a fallacy because we both pay taxes to the same place. So that competition is completely made up. That whole scenario that you have is completely like imaginary. It like the thing in America during slavery, as long as you have someone else to look down upon, it make one of the ways they kept the poor whites and blacks from uniting against landowners. I mean, it's also because like it's easy to control people when you demonize one group of people and say it's because of that specific group of people that you're feeling, why you're suffering, why everything is bad. That's populism. That's been working since fucking 20s, even before that. Made most famous with like a famous German political party. They use exact the same fucking talking points. There's a group of people who are making your lives miserable. And that it is the root cause of all evil. And then one person came into power and did some fucking bad things. Are you a musician? Yeah, I am. I've just joined from Scotland. I don't know what is going on. I was supposed to end like 30 minutes ago, but we started talking about Ireland. But now I'm gonna end. But because I need to work tomorrow, so I need to start preparing to go to sleep. I have a 9 to 5 work day tomorrow. Hey, thanks everyone who joined. Hopefully you have a great rest of the day, rest of the evening, rest of the morning. Wherever you are. It was trash period. Lama. What? This has been very informative. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us. No worries, Linda. I'll be here again tomorrow. Enjoy. Thanks, Tyler. Majority of the Irish is against immigration, so I don't know where the fuck you're coming from, but okay. If you want to believe that, go for it. There's been so many polls done with that, so of course you can believe what you want to. That was for a YouTube comment.